So any young one that hears this, I'm sorry I've done this earlier. I did not know what to do, why I've been doing this, but maybe this is relevant. Maybe I'm finally going to say something relevant. If when it gets to fit to where you a constant theme in your mind, or where all you feel is I don't exist. When that's it. When that's the pervasive feeling of your existence, and that's day to day, and it only gets worse. You don't let it get to that point. Go talk to somebody. I don't care who. I'm trying to. Don't go to. I don't. Do not go to a religious person. And I ain't saying go to a state sanctuary. You don't go pay to talk to somebody. Same level of consciousness. I'm sorry. Sorry. I mean, yeah, I guess you can. I don't know. That might be bad advice. But what I'm saying is institutional. I'm not saying don't go, don't decode anything. Do not respond to hints and cues. Is where I had the very songs on the radio itself suggesting I'm supposed to have sex with this woman who claimed to be my other half at one time. I'm sorry to go back on that, but I got to give the context. Even the songs on the radio were hinting, especially as we were in the car together, that's who I'm supposed to be with, even have a child with. Even the songs on the radio. Do not incorporate those cues into your reality. Do not keep decoding what doesn't need to be decoded. Do not accept the prompts to decode this, decode that, keep decoding. Do not go to the internet and accept information that is not directly for you, because it might not be, as I have just done myself. As I was certain someone got fired for their constant mocking because they were on their last warning about disruption. So the disruption is fine as long as it's towards a man 30-something more years older than you. Something that was not done in society previously. I'm not saying no other point. So that's not the way we could have made it this far if those in their 20s mocked and taunted those in their 50s. You know what I mean by that. And I'm not exaggerating. Do not let it get to the point I have. Go do something. Because a lot of it is going to be your parents. Their parents' perpetual inconsistencies, defying all they claim about themselves. That's probably going to be the biggest part of it. Therefore, you go out to the world, the rest of the world, your own family, you expect out of them. You're watching for every little hint of what your parents do because you can't help it. You got to find someone you can trust. Don't expect them to show up necessarily, because they might not. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I don't know how long you have to wait. But do not go to the internet and its general algorithm of information and assume it pertains to you, because a lot of it will be negative. You'll be absorbing a lot of negative information about yourself you don't have to. Thus, prompting you to trust yourself even less. You've already received that from your parents. I'm talking about myself. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about, I know what happens to y'all. So I got a taste of it. That's all it takes, a taste. All these things I claim, I'm not claiming, I got the max or something. Look, I mean, is that not common sense? Did I have to stop and explain that? No, I'm not coming to you as wham. I'm coming to you as, all it takes is a taste of something. I got a taste. Maybe bigger than I wanted. Maybe it is full blown. But that doesn't matter. All I know is that the taste of it is all you need for the evaluation of it. So, I'm sorry my problems with the adults, quote unquote, has, has had me lash out and not pay attention to ones who need, or no, the ones I should be talking to. If I am, I just notice. I think when I read a comment, I said, but if I do read a comment, it's like usually some young person. I'm like, huh, that's odd. Um, or maybe it isn't odd. Do not. I'm serious. Do not. I don't, because it's, you don't want to get that deep. You don't want to go down in a hole that deep. You know, all the stones are put in their place. You've eaten the sun, so your tongue's been burned of the taste. You don't want to get that. I'm serious. I know. I don't know how to express this. You don't want to get to where it's almost irreversible, where you don't exist, and no matter how much information you get, it's just not going to overcome that evaluation. Because how could you? Especially as the more critical it gets, there's nothing in reality that can respond to you. And you're being ridiculed for the only evaluations you can make of a matter. You're witnessing shit you don't want to witness. You're hearing shit you don't want to hear. You're seeing shit you don't want to see. If you accurately inquire about why, what does this mean, you will not be properly respected for your legitimate concern. For you're asking in the application of it to you and others at the same time. It's assumed you're only worried about yourself when the application is universal. Do not let it get to where your life becomes you do not exist and you do not have any idea how to reverse that perception. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. I don't know where to tell you to talk. I don't know what institution you can trust. Talk to somebody before your isolation becomes unbearable.